Borderlands 4 has been out for a month now. You guys may know that I am a huge fan of the Borderlands series, with Borderlands 2 being one of my favorite games of all time. So when they revealed Borderlands 4 back at Gamescom last year, I was hyped, but I was also very nervous. Borderlands was not in a good spot at that point. A lot of people didn't like Borderlands 3. Even though I love the game, I can see why so many people dislike it. After Borderlands 3's release, we continuously got bad game after bad game, even one of the worst video game adaptations of all time. We were so done with receiving mid to even horrible content for this series. So understandably, fans were very skeptical and had very low expectations for Borderlands 4. Even with an extended look at the game a couple months later, I wasn't fully convinced that the game would be the greatest. If this game failed, it could mean the death of the series. But as more time went on and more got shown and revealed, it ended up being my most anticipated game of the year. So after playing the game for a month and getting through most of the end game content, can I say that the game was worth the hype? Well, let's get into it. After Lilith face walks Elpis at the end of Borderlands 3, it crashes into Kairos' orbit. Kairos was a planet hidden away from the universe under the control of the tyrant named the Timekeeper. 6 years has passed since then, and a new generation of Vault Hunters has landed on Kairos looking for the Vault. The Vault Hunters are Rafa the Exo-Solider, Harlow the Gravitator, Amon the Forge Knight, and Vets the Siren. After a badass intro, the Vault Hunters get captured by the Order. And this is where you pick your character. I ended up picking the Siren for this game because I think she looked the coolest. After being captured, the Vault Hunters have a bolt forcibly implanted onto them so they can be controlled. This is when a character named RJ from the Crimson Resistance rescues them. Before they can make their escape though, the Timekeeper tries to take control of the Vault Hunters. RJ sacrifices himself to save them and sends them to their headquarters and meets Claptrap. The Vault Hunters now have to gather allies to take down the Timekeeper to free Kairos of his control and to open the vault. Starting off with the positives of the game, and the first one I have is the gameplay itself. This was the least of my concerns for the game, and I'm glad to report that the gameplay is the best it's ever been. The gunplay is still super fucking fun to play. With typical Borderlands fashion, there are so many guns, and all of them feel super good to use. Just like with every other game, each gun manufacturer has its unique features, like Jacob's guns having no element, but dealing extremely high damage, and criticals being able to ricochet into other enemies, or Maliwan weapons always having an element on the gun. There's even new manufacturers in the game called the Order and Daedalus. Order guns can be charged up to shoot multiple projectiles and deal more damage, and Daedalus guns can pull ammo from multiple different ammo pools. All the manufacturers in this game feel so fucking good. Everyone will have their favorites to use and will suit playstyles. The guns are still as insane as ever. Like, each gun has its unique trait, like a shotgun that can shoot 3 elements at once, or a sniper that can spawn additional diversion projectiles. Like with every other Borderlands game, the guns are fucking insane. The weapon part system is now more diverse and creative as ever. This makes farming for each gun more fun because there's almost endless possibilities with how each gun will function. You can get a gun with torch parts that spawn sticky bombs on it. Then you can get literally that same gun again, but with Jacob's parts that allows it to have crits to ricochet. This makes the gunplay even more fun and unique to experiment with. You will always want to try new guns to try out what parts spawned on it or what the gun actually does. It's so much fun. Like, the guns are the best that has ever been in this entire series. I literally never got tired of farming and trying out new guns because of the part system. The grenades were reworked in this game. There are now multiple different ordinances that you can use. This could be things like, you know, your typical grenade that you can throw, your rocket launchers, throwing knives, and even more. I personally love this change. In Borderlands 3, there wasn't many grenades that were useful, or even worse on Zane, that wouldn't even use them at all, depending on the build. My favorite ended up being the throwing knives. It was always so fucking satisfying to throw a knife and hit an enemy and basically one-shot it. It was so awesome. There's also objects you can pick up now and throw at enemies, and now you can grapple to different areas on the map with a grappling hook. This makes the game so much more fun. You can be mowing down enemies, and then you can pick up a barrel, throw it at an enemy, and it does massive damage. Or you can grapple to a different part of the map and kill enemies from a different range or reach enemies that were too far. I never got tired of this gameplay loop. Like, I could literally play this game for hours without getting bored. I am 100% coming back to this game for years. The next positive I have is the build diversity of the game. I can only speak for Vets, but experimenting with her different skill trees and builds was so much fun. She can summon minions to deal damage to her foes, or the build I ended up going with is the Eldritch Blast. Being able to do a Nova that does damage when you activate it and refilling your entire health, and being able to throw a blast that can deal non-elemental damage or elemental damage depending on what element your gun is. It's so fucking cool. Each skill tree now has branching paths that can change up how it works, allowing for a lot of different build diversity, so there's always a playstyle for everyone. I fucking loved Vets in this game. I loved their gameplay style so much, and I did play a little bit of Rafa, and for the little bit I did play with him, I loved it. I can't wait to play as every character and try out all their builds. Borderlands has always succeeded in that, and I'm glad that they made it even more diverse. It's so cool. The next positive I have is Kairos itself. I know some people were disappointed that we weren't going to multiple planets like in Borderlands 3, but I think they made Kairos so good that I don't even care that we're stuck to one planet. Kairos is more open world than any other previous game, and Kairos looks fucking awesome. I loved exploring it and discovering so many different environments, like snow environments, like deserts, or your forest levels. Like, it's awesome. And there's so much stuff to do. Like, there's digger sites that can spawn in so many enemies that end with a boss, silos and safe houses to claim that can act as fast travel points, refill your ammo, and it can help find vault key fragments. There are bunkers you can explore that throws tons of enemies at you that also end with a boss. After you gain all your vault key fragments, you can unlock a vault that's like a mini takedown from BL3. I thought the vaults were extremely fucking fun, and I can't wait to go through them again. And there were also like mini events in the game called rifts. They're like a bubble that spawn in a boss that you have to take down. If you leave the bubble or die, it despawns. And those are awesome. You can be exploring that, I don't know, one just spawns in and you just want to farm it. It's so cool. And of course, there are tons of side quests to do. I think they did a really good job of making Kairos fun to explore in 100%. The next positive for me is the characters in the game. I think all of the new and returning characters are extremely good. All the new characters like Rush, I really liked. All of them were enjoyable and I loved getting to know them. They were funny without being too cringy, and they actually have like good moments where they kind of grew as characters. And the returning characters are great as well. Zane was fucking amazing. This dude was fucking hilarious, and his dynamic with the characters he interacts with is so fucking funny. Amara was great too, and I loved how she was handled in the story. Now, the big one, the Timekeeper. I was worried how he was going to be. If he was like the Calypsos, it would have been horrible. I'm glad to report that he was a good villain. I thought he was a good threat to the Vault Hunters, and he does fucked up shit that makes you hate him. He has a strong presence in the world. When you go on Kairos, he already is a threat who's like been around for a long time, and the more you play, the more you learn about him. Now, he's nowhere near as good as Handsome Jack, but I wasn't expecting him to be. Handsome Jack is one of the best video game villains of all time, so it's almost impossible for a Borderlands villain to surpass him. The Timekeeper is a good villain, and I am glad he isn't another Calypso. The next positive I have is the drop rate in the game. I think they found that perfect balance between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. It's not so uncommon to get legendaries like Borderlands 2, but it's not super common like Borderlands 3. Most people will agree that Borderlands 3 had way too many legendaries, and they were way too common, and they ruined the rarity. In this game, they don't drop every boss kill, so yes, you actually have to do some farming to earn them. I'm not saying Borderlands 3 didn't have hard farms, because it did, but most of them were easy. When you get them, it feels so satisfying, unlike Borderlands 3, where you were always drowning in them. Oh, wait a minute! We got a legendary, boys! What is this? What the fuck? We got a Foxtrot. Okay. The Foxtrot's a gun in this game. There was a new form of legendary called Phosphor. They're basically like shinies from Pokemon. I still haven't gotten one yet, sadly, but I can't fucking wait to get one. And I am so excited for pearls to come into the game. And the last positive I have is the quality of life changes the game has. The fact that you don't have to save crit farm anymore, it feels so good. After you kill a boss, you can use Motzi's Encore machine to just respawn it. It costs money, but this is Borderlands. You're always drowning in money that you have no use for. And you can spawn a vehicle anywhere, thank God. It's so satisfying to just spawn in a vehicle and just go anywhere you need to. It's awesome. Onto the myths elements of the game, and the main one I have is the story. Before I continue, I want to say that I really like the story. It isn't a fucking disaster like Borderlands 3. I found it to be engaging, and I liked going through the game's events. The tone is more grounded and isn't always taken as a joke. Yes, there are still jokes in this game. This is Borderlands after all, but it isn't cringy like Borderlands 3. And there are actual stakes in the game, and that gets you tensed up. And there are moments that will make longtime fans very happy. But there were multiple moments in the game that were just good, when it could have been great if done differently. Spoilers, I guess. There isn't many returning characters in this game, so there are moments that could have been fantastic if they brought those characters back. But they were just good, when it could have been great. The main thing for me that holds the story back is the ending. The ending feels so rushed and lousy. I won't spoil it, but when I got the ending, I felt kind of disappointed. And of course, the game doesn't answer questions we've had for a long time, and it adds more shit to the lore and it complicates it. And at this point, it pisses me off. So yes, I think that the story is good, but it could have been great. The next myths I have is endgame content. Other than the vaults, there isn't much endgame content. Yes, you can do all the side quests, and you can 100% the map by doing all the silos and all that. There's almost like nothing else. I would have loved to have actual takedowns come back, or a raid boss. I know a raid boss is coming eventually, but it sucks that there isn't one at launch. Yes, farming bosses is fun, and doing digger sites it's fun, but I wish there was more. Onto the negatives of the game, and the main one I have is that the game is buggy. The amount of bugs in this game, like not being able to switch weapons for some reason, or guns not appearing in your hand so you don't know what you're doing, or even falling through the damn map. What the fuck? The performance isn't the greatest either. I know on PC the performance is god awful. I played the game on PS5 and most of the time it ran good, but I had my issues. There were times where the frame rate dropped a lot and the game crashed 6 times. I hope this is patched out soon because this is unacceptable. The next negative I have is when the game would throw overleveled enemies at you. Now, this isn't as bad as Xenoblade X, for example, but it is noticeable to a point where it is annoying. Near endgame, they would have enemies that were like 5 levels above you, and even after grinding, you can complete that mission, and then the next one just continues to throw overleveled enemies at you. Like, what the fuck? Like, this was extremely frustrating, and it made me pissed off when I was playing the game. So anyone who wants to play the game, I would recommend to grind at least level 35-ish so you can have a decent time near endgame. The last negative I have is the compass and the waypoint in the game. Borderlands 4 didn't bring back the mini-map for some reason. Instead, there was a compass that helps you out on where to go, and there's a waypoint guide like Xenoblade 3, and they both suck ass. The compass gets in the way sometimes and it barely helps you, and the waypoint is the worst waypoint I've ever experienced in any video game. The waypoint always makes you take the long way. In some areas, you can barely fucking see the thing. Sometimes it just doesn't fucking work, and it has a cooldown. Why does it have a cooldown? You constantly have to keep bringing it up, and sometimes, like, you can be going one way, you bring it back up, and it tells you to fucking turn around and go a different way. What? I know it's small, but it pissed me off so fucking much. I don't know why they couldn't just bring back the minimap. Overall, I am extremely happy with the game I got. The gameplay is the best it's ever been. The guns, the weapon system, and the new stuff make the game so much fucking fun. The Vault Hunters are so fun to play, and they're extremely diverse with all the builds you can do. Kairos is fun to explore, and I love the characters, and I really like the story we have. I just hope that they patch out the bugs and fix the performance issues. And I'm so fucking excited for the DLC content this game has planned. Like the new Vault Hunter that was teased. Oh my God, I'm hyped. I'm glad to say that we have another great Borderlands game on our hands after years of disappointment. It's not better than Borderlands 2 for me. I don't think any Borderlands game can surpass it for me, but damn, it gets kinda close. I recommend this to anyone who likes looter shooter games or likes co-op games to play with the homies. Honestly, you can just kinda just jump into this. Yeah, some story elements you might be confused on, but kinda just jump into it and have a good time with the story. It feels so good for Borderlands to be back again. That's why I'm gonna give Borderlands 4 a low 9 out of 10. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Borderlands 4 review. I finally got around to doing it. But what do you guys think of Borderlands 4? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is there a disappointment for you? Let me know down in the comments below. I streamed my entire first playthrough of Borderlands 4 on the channel, so if you are interested in that, all the VODs are up on the channel. If you guys are interested, I will stream other playthroughs with other characters, so if you are interested in that, let me know down in the comments. If you are interested in gaming content like news, reviews, tier lists, and all that, you're gonna want to subscribe because I do that all the time on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.